So every couple of videos, I like to create a video that talks about Manuel, DOWGE, and MOMO because my assumption is that most of you here watching hold at least one of these projects, if not all of them. So I thought that today would be a good day for us to touch base on these projects and really look at it from the point of view of maybe has there been any significant changes in its price action? Also, are there any latest developments that we should be aware of? So with that, let's jump into the first project. So the first meme coin that we're going to be talking about is Manuel. Now it's been a minute since we last talked about Manuel, and the last time that we really touched on Manuel was really struggling to establish its presence on X because it kept on getting its account banned, but I believe this time they have it under control here. So the one thing I love about Manuel is they always continue to build. For example, when it comes to their exchange listings here, it continues to grow and they continue to add more listings to this project here. Starting at first with a lot of tier 3s and tier 4s such as BingX, LBank, and XT, and they've now actually gone on to get added to much more larger and established exchanges such as MEXC and very recently KuCoin. So really good to see that the MANYU team continues to work hard here. So once again, if you're not familiar with who Manuel is, so Manuel is the most famous pampered dog across social media. So altogether across all the social media platforms such as YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Manuel has over 20 million followers. So such a huge following behind this SHIBA Inu here. And what's really bullish about Manuel is, as you can see right here, they are partnered with the SHIBA Inu team. So super bullish news here. So that's, one of the big leverage points that Manuel has is that connection to the SHIBA Inu team. So let's go ahead and jump to its price action here. And you can see that not much has changed ever since its big historic, meteoric, if you want to call it, pumped all the way up to its all-time high, about 48 million. And since then, it's kind of chopped around. And we drew this box here in the last time that we had talked about Manuel here in terms of a possible floor where we could see most of the accumulation happening. And we could see for the most part that that's exactly what has been happening over the last pretty much 3 weeks now. So, Manuel has been in this healthy state of accumulation for, nearly almost 1 month now. So, it's from here, it's very possible this continues to accumulate before it prepares for its next leg up here. So, maybe for some people who are looking to get involved in this project, or if they're looking to DCA more into this project, this looks to be, a very solid floor of support and a solid floor for accumulation to happen here. So, in between the neighborhood of about $20 to $30 million market cap. So once again, the price action very steady for Manuel right now. Nothing too exciting, but when you have a long period of accumulation that you see happening right here, that usually sets it up for a potential big massive pump to the upside there. So that would be very exciting to see how all this accumulation works itself out when it gears up for that potential big next leg up. So jumping on to its X page here. So this is the X page that was connected to Deck Screener. So my assumption that this is their real legit official Manuel X page here. So they have about 9,300 followers, and also KuCoin follows them as well. So that's really the main thing that gives me confidence that this is indeed the official Manuel X page here. So this is by looking at their X page. So let's actually have a look to see if there has been any latest developments that we should pay attention to. So one thing we notice once again is they post regularly. This one was just posted 2 hours ago. But if we keep on going, we'll also see that they actually had a very major announcements in terms of their roadmap for Q4 of this year, but also for the first half of 2026. So this is super bullish because now you see what lies ahead or what the vision is for Manuel. So it extends now beyond just being a meme coin to now fulfilling its destiny to have utility here. So let's go ahead and have a look at this roadmap. So the the most relevant one that we want to be looking for is right here, the roadmap for Q4 of 2025, because that's exactly where we're heading to right now as we come to the second half of the year. And there's only a couple more months left in this year here. So if we go and we jump to MANYU's playbook for Q4 of 2025, you can see that they pretty much have 10 milestones here set up here. So we'll quickly go through them, but on your own time, feel free to go to the Manual X page and have a really thorough look at their roadmap here. But in terms of the 10 steps, involves a manual launchpad, a revenue share model, a new buyback initiative, $1 million burns, the music bot, perps futures trading on tier 1 sex exchanges. That's very interesting. There is the futures trading. So really cool to see that they're getting into perp. So that has to deal obviously with leverage trading. Onboarding meme foundation fathers, cross project collaborations, and also they're looking to launch their own NFT collection. And lastly, the final milestone of this roadmap is they have a staking protocol. So really you're just, it's a staking program for MANYU tokens, and then you would earn some sort of yield by staking your MANYU token. So really cool to see that now they have a clear vision of where they see MANYU moving into the future here. So also, if you want to have a more further look into the future, they also released their roadmap, as you can see right here, for Q1 of 2026. So feel free to go to the X page and you could have a look at their roadmap in a lot more detail here. But when you look at the price action, they're in a current state of accumulation. So once again, and this is not financial advice, this could be an opportunity to continue to get into this project, or at least to get good buy-ins on a DCL or a DCA level there. So that's my current thoughts for MANYU at this moment. But super bullish. Very happy to see that they released some major news in terms of their vision in the form of this roadmap here, especially for Q4 of 2025. So they have both a short-term vision and as well as a long-term vision. So let's move on to the next project here, and of course it is DOWGE here. So DOWGE, as we know, in my opinion, is the ultimate cult movement meme coin here. And its main mission is to flip the Dow Jones, and in many people's eyes as well, they brand DOWGE as the XPX 6900 killer. But more importantly, the way that I see DOWGE is that it brings balance back to what has corrupted a lot of society. Pretty much, there's the view right now, or at least the perspective, that things are highly controlled by the 1%, and because of that, the opportunities are very, if you want to call it, unbalanced. And that's why when you look at DOWGE represents that force that will balance everything once again, so the everyday person has the opportunity to create that financial independence for their life as well. And also there has been a lot of division when it comes to society as well. So that has really damaged the societal DNA, if you want to call it, when it comes to things such as racism, sexism, differences in gender, and so forth. And what we're really looking for right now is a lot of unity. And, DOWGE is that icon, or that, embodies that mission for everybody to come together to, become as one, right? So once again, we're looking to restore that balance that right now is, really throwing the entire society into chaos there. And a large part of that is many people view is because the elites are once again, this manipulating the masses and just, this really doing what they want to achieve their political agenda there. So really strong message behind this particular movement that once again 99% of the people will passionately get behind here. So we go here and we look at the price chart. So once again, just very similar to MANYU, it had a massive run up over the last couple of weeks to its all-time high of $88 million, and then has retraced here. And ever since then, it was chopping around this area that we drew the box about 50 to 70 million for a long time. But now we see that, it's starting to break underneath that. So there was a very strong floor of support around the $40 million mark, but it's broke underneath that. And if it continues to lose momentum there's a chance that we may see it get into this area right here. So that would be about the 17 to about $25 million market cap could be the next level of support. So you could see it either, in a very positive way where, this movement and this meme coin continues to grow every single day there. So perhaps, if you're looking to DCA more into this coin, if it happens to pull back and retrace into this area of support right here, where the market cap is about 17 to 25 million, once again, this is not financial advice. People may see this as a great opportunity to scoop up some more here. So once again, this market is, just think about right now, back in the early 2000s, when Amazon, the stock of Amazon was, worth was down like 90%, 95%. The stock value of Amazon did not reflect what was truly happening with the business, because when you look at the revenues of Amazon during like the 99 to early 2000s, the revenue of Amazon was continued to increase, but it was only later on that the stock value caught up with the true value of the company. And I believe that's exactly where we're at right now in terms of the entire crypto market, and also specifically to these particular plays that we're sharing right now. So if you look at exactly where we're probably at in terms of the market cycle, we're sitting at probably right here, number 3, which is a state of optimism. And you can see just how parabolic it goes when it hits that euphoric stage here. Is this an absolutely cannon just to the upright here? So once again, this is where most of the gains are made that are absolutely life-changing, and where it allows pretty much the price of the token to reach these astronomical numbers there. So once again, when you're looking at, or the perspective, in my opinion, when you're looking at the prices of a lot of these meme coins, they are truly undervalued simply because of the state of the market. Very similar to how I applied it to the analogy of, the price of the Amazon stock was like about 90 to 95% down, while the company was still continuing to grow its revenue here. And, with DOWGE, for example, you could see that the movement behind this, this coin here continues to grow day in and day out. There's always, new KOLs that are talking about this. Their Twitter page continues to grow in terms of number of followers. The number of holders continues to grow. So if we look at the number of holders right now, they're at 15,692. So they continue to grow in terms of the number of holders and also their engagement on their socials as well. So their engagement is pretty consistent. Once again, they do post, a couple times on a daily basis. But if you look at the number of views for these, for their X posts, for example, their views are in the thousands, and they get quite a few retweets as well. And also people leave comments. So, a very high level of engagement on their X page. So that's exactly what you want to see. So even though the price action right now doesn't reflect, a lot of these metrics, what ends up happening is you want the market conditions to change so that it allows the the intrinsic value of the token price to now match that of its real price. So that's exactly why all of us are waiting for this particular euphoric phase of the bull run to happen, which looks to be around the corner there. And also, I wanted to bring up right here. So we'll just pause it. So Superman made this video today, and he summed up very, very beautifully. So on the left side, this is pretty much what all meme coins could replicate. So, teams could go out there and they could create a meme coin that's a dog, for example, that's an animal meme coin, one that belongs to, the very popular narrative such as RWA. But really what we want to be paying attention to is all the points on the right side right here that you see my cursor creating a circle around right here, because this is what separates DOWGE from a lot of the meme coins out there, because it creates this emotional connection to the audience that cannot be replicated by most of the meme coins out there. So once again, DOWGE is a movement that is anti-loneliness, anti-division, and it's the reverse of Wall Street, right? So that once again, that's bringing balance to that, how the 1% control the 99% by controlling most of the resources there. So this is really really well laid out by Superman in terms of what differentiates DOWGE as an ultimate cult movement meme coin from the rest of the crypto projects out there. So once again, very good job. Hats off to you, Superman, for creating this video here. And moving on to the next meme coin is MOMO. So MOMO is the first female SHIBA and is Bonk's sister. So automatically tied to a very, very strong narrative being Bonk's sister. And you know that Bonk, will be its first time through its first bull cycle. So typically that's when it runs the hardest there. And MOMO being Bonk's sister is such a strong beta play to Bonk as well. So lots of things going for MOMO here. So moving on to its X page, and it continues to grow as well. So over 5,000 followers, and they post regular as well. 27 minutes ago, 3 hours ago, 8 hours ago, and their engagement is pretty high. Once again, their views per post is in the thousands. So very good to see that their the team continues to plug away, and that the community continues to engage with the MOMO team there. So if we go and we look at the price chart, and we could see that also very similar to the other previous two projects, it had a really crazy run up all the way to its market cap of about $48 million, and it retraced. And initially, we had thought that it was going to consolidate around this area, roughly between about the $25 to about $32 million market cap, but it broke underneath that into the second level of support that you see right here. So this level of support is between about 15 to about $20 million. And right now the market cap of MOMO is saying about 15 million. So it's slightly underneath that right now. So hopefully, it stays within this channel here of accumulation until it gears up for its potential next leg up. Only time will tell exactly, how this particular plays out. But once again, not financial advice. If for those who see this as a good opportunity to DCN, perhaps this is the opportunity to scoop up some more there. So, very, very solid plays. Once again, highly undervalued simply because of the current market conditions. So just always remember that the Amazon stock was about 90 to 95% below its true value when market conditions were absolutely crap, right? So, but when the market picked up, obviously you can see what it did to Amazon, and Amazon's like one of the biggest companies now. So, but back in the day, everybody avoided it because they thought that when they saw the price of it, that it was really worth nothing. But if you really looked at from the point of view of its metrics and what it was doing in terms of increasing its revenue, despite its stock price that was very stagnant, those people who saw the diamond in the rough, they became very, very well off and did well in that stock. So MOMO right now currently sitting at a $50 million market cap, DOWGE sitting at a $32.3 million market cap, and Manuel sitting at a $25.7 million market cap. So once again, in the comments below, let me know if you have any one of these meme coins, or maybe you have all three of them. So once again, in the comments below, that'd be awesome if you could let me know which ones you are currently holding, and then out of those three, which one is your favorite. And with that, we'll end off as usual. So once again, nothing in this video is financial advice, so always make sure to do your own research. And crypto is risky, so as much as everything could go to the moon, it could go to zero as well. So please invest responsibly. And also, I am not a financial advisor, so if everything in this video sounds good to you, then make sure to subscribe to this channel, turn on that notification bell, and give this video a big thumbs up. And with that, I'll see you in the next one.